By midnight on Election Day of 1876, Democrat Samuel Tilden led the popular vote by more than 250,000 and needed just one more electoral vote to secure his victory. However, an opportunistic Republican Party saw a path to taking the presidency, even if at the expense of American citizens. Just 11 years removed from the Civil War, the country was deeply divided and contentious. As results came in, it appeared that Democrats would be sweeping the South. However, Florida, South Carolina, and Louisiana all had Republican-led election boards, and they questioned the legitimacy of those results. The Republican Party also knew that winning these three states would ensure their candidate, Rutherford B. Hayes, the presidency by a single electoral vote. And there was truth to the fraudulent activity. On top of intimidation and violence that disenfranchised black voters, Democrats used other tactics like printing incorrect party symbols onto ballots to confuse illiterate voters. And South Carolina even claimed impossibly that 101% of their eligible voters voted. Return boards were established to recount the ballots, and all three Republican-led election boards altered outcomes from district to district in order to reverse the decision to their party's favor. Each state then sent in conflicting election certificates certifying victories for both of the candidates. Nothing was written in the Constitution to provide guidance for this situation. So on January 29, 1877, a 15-member electoral commission was formed to declare a victor. 8 of those members were Republican and 7 Democrat, and in all 3 cases, members voted along party lines. So Republican candidate Hayes won each state's electors by an 8-7 vote. The Democrats were outraged and not willing to concede. Tilden or blood was becoming a popular phrase, provoking some of the country to believe another civil war was imminent. 3 days before the inauguration was to take place, party leaders meeting unofficially struck an agreement known as the Compromise of 1877. In exchange for Democrat concession, the new Republican federal government would withdraw all remaining troops from the South, and these troops were there explicitly to enforce the protection of African Americans, not to mention that these Republicans had just cited the disenfranchisement of African Americans as the very reason for the fraudulency. This effectively ended Reconstruction in the South, leading to Jim Crow and at least a century of second-class citizenship for African Americans. For voter fraudulency in elections, America should always question if decisions are made to actually serve democracy or a party's political agenda.